Okay. Well, wow. How do we talk about this? It's me, it's Johnny on the track here. Just baffled about what we saw last night with the NASCAR All-Star race. Still like shaking my head, still just confused, upset. Um, I really don't even know what to say, where to start. Um, I guess we can start with the venue, which we're all in agreement here, right? And let me just preface by saying I know you guys have probably watched plenty of videos now, even in this just 24-hour period of people talking about their thoughts about the All-Star race, their recommendations of where this thing should go from here. So I know you've probably watched a lot of that stuff, but look, I wanted to share my thoughts. I wanted to share my opinions. I wanted to share um, you know, what I think, where we can go from here, because what we saw last night was an absolute travesty, quite frankly. So let's get back to what we talked about, the venue, Texas Motor Speedway. Texas Motor Speedway in general should not get a single race. The fact that it gets two, one being a playoff race and the other being the all-star race, is absolutely ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. I don't want to hear the compliments that the crowd was a little better than it has been past years. That is not saying much. Texas Motor Speedway is ginormous. If you're getting 40, 50,000 people, that's not enough. That is not enough. And the people are onto it. We're onto it. Texas Motor Speedway is a racetrack that does not provide good racing. I don't understand why sure, it all goes back to money, right? But I don't understand why NASCAR doesn't see this. It is a one lane, one groove track. It is impossible to pass. Clean air is king. Track position is king. The only entertaining part of Texas Motor Speedway is the restarts. That is all. And it's the restarts for the front four guys. Whoever can get out front, out first, will have success. This is one single file, spread apart racing. That's all this racetrack is. They've tried to fix it with resin, with PJ1, with whatever you want to put on the track, to give it more grooves, more lines to run. It just doesn't work. It's not Vegas. It is not Kansas. I always thought Kentucky put on good shows. It's not Kentucky. What other mile and a halves can I name? I don't know. But it's not a racing track, people. We need to move past, first of all, just anything being at Texas Motor Speedway. But the fact that they get two races, an all-star race, if you want to put a race there, I'm okay with that. Fine, do it. Put a race there. It's part of Speedway, Motorsports, whatever you want to, whatever they're called. Fine, that's fine. Put it early in the season, get it over with. It's still, people still do show up, not as many as we'd like, but people still do show up. People still enjoy it. But it's the venue needs to change, and we'll get into that at the end of where I think the venue should change. But that was the first thing. The second thing is the cautions. Most importantly, the final one. Ryan Blaney won that race, and that caution should not have came out. But NASCAR, being NASCAR, overthought it and said, this has not been entertaining enough. Let's throw a caution. Let's do a final restart. Shortly after, they kind of realized, oh, crap. Every single person thought this should be over, including Ryan Blaney, who put down his window net. He put down his window net because he knew, and we all knew, that he won that race. But NASCAR throws the caution, and basically Ryan Blaney breaks the rules, which is why Denny Hamlin, if you've seen what Denny Hamlin has said, is Denny Hamlin was not like upset that he lost the race or anything like that. He congratulated Blaney. He said, dude, you won that thing twice. Like, awesome. He was more like, hey, if you're going to go by the rules where you're throwing a caution basically like 2 feet from the guy winning, you're going to play by those rules. But then that same guy doesn't actually secure in the correct way his window net. We're not going to play by the rules there. We're not going to go by the rule book there of that's the rules. I actually credit NASCAR for allowing Ryan Blaney to just race with that thing because they knew they messed up. But it just all around, that was the cherry on top. It was the icing on the cake for an overall just terrible event. After stage one, I was like, you know what? It's just stage one, right? Maybe this can get better. It did not. Texas is what Texas is. The next gen car can not save Texas. The next gen car looks like it can save a good amount of tracks. It cannot save Texas. There is no saving Texas. And if you're going to keep it at Texas, there's no saving the All-Star race. The All-Star race, you have something, you as a league, NASCAR, as an entity, whatever you want to call it, you have something that the other All-Star events in other sports do not have. You have competition. You are putting $1 million on the line. I think it should be a little more. We can debate that. That's all fine. 5 million, 3 million, 2 million, whatever. I know people are going to